Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, PLO Lumumba had wrote a letter addressing two people in this country. Number one, he was addressing Raila Amolo Odinga, and the second person is William Samuel Ruto. According to PLO Lumumba, he was calling for Raila and William Samuel Ruto to sit together and have a dialogue to sort out their differences and the other issues that is touching on Kenyans. But seemingly, it's like he's talking about these two leaders sorting out their differences. Now, as if that was not enough, Lumumba got to Citizen TV to talk on the issues that Kenyans are facing in the current political situation we are in now. But then after that interview, people were able to understand where PLO Lumumba was heading to. Because in the beginning, you could see a man who is coming out as a mediator who can sit down these two leaders and then allow them to dialogue so that they can get a solution. That's how he was coming out. And he had created that kind of perception. But after the interview, then we understood where PLO Lumumba was heading to. Because he came out so much clear and openly to call on Raila Amolo Odinga, and he referred to him as a leader who wants to hold the country hostage. According to PLO Lumumba, Raila Amolo Odinga is a hardliner, and he is not willing to help solve the problem in this country. So he decided just to say it openly that, and you could see, like, Raila Odinga is the problem. But then I wondered how people were surprised with PLO Lumumba's statement. Because again, we have to go back and understand who is PLO Lumumba and what he was able to do. Na hatutaki turudi mbali sana. We just want to check on 2017 general election. For you to understand that, you don't need to listen to PLO Lumumba. In as much he has been a good orator, a man who has been championing for freedom in Africa, issue of economic independence, among many other things. But here in Kenya, PLO Lumumba definitely, and I was reading comments in one of the videos we did yesterday, people are confirming that he stands for nothing. To confirm to you that PLO Lumumba is one-sided and seemingly he's coming out as a man who's supporting William Samoei Ruto, go and check on the 2017 presidential petition. The PLO Lumumba who want to act as a mediator was a lawyer representing IBC. PLO Lumumba came out clear criticizing the case by NASA when he said that the court does not know any cure for small things. He said that. Number two, he urged Maraga to nullify election, not to nullify election, because the baby was delivered, he is well and good. The baby is live. So he should not nullify the election. According to him, the election was free, fair. But surprising, Maraga left him with a rot egg in the face after nullifying the election. Maraga was convinced through the petition and the Azimio lawyers. Then by that time it was not Azimio, it was NASA.
Million votes. Only 23,000 of them are in doubt. My Lord, the maxim of law used to be de minimis non curat lex. Professor Juang taught me that, and he'll remember. Of small things, the law knows no cure. And I'm submitting to us that what we have here are petty grievances, administrative errors, and no court in the world has ever nullified a presidential election on the basis of what falls under the de minimis rule. And what we invite your lordships and your ladyship to do is to look at the Constitution and ask the question, did this election satisfy the prescriptions of Article 81? And in my respectful submission, it did. Did it satisfy the prescriptions of Article 86? And in my respectful submission, it did. And once you've looked at the Constitution, the next question that you will ask yourselves, that when you look at the enabling legislation, did it satisfy those pieces of legislation? Did it satisfy the regulations? And the answer is that it did. And when you arrive at that finding, the only decision that I invite you to arrive at is that the people of the Republic of Kenya on the 8th day of August did express their will, and the first and second respondent did midwife. Remember, your lordships and your ladyships, ours is midwifery. We delivered a baby. That baby is alive and well. You are being asked to strangle the baby. Decline the invitation. Decline the invitation because the baby is alive and well.
That the presidential election held on 8th August 2017 was not conducted in accordance with the Constitution and the applicable law, rendering the declared results invalid, null, and void. Number 2, a declaration is hereby issued that the third respondent was not validly declared as the president-elect, and that the declaration is invalid, null, and void. Third, an order is hereby issued directing the first respondent to organize and conduct a fresh presidential election in strict conformity with the Constitution and the applicable election laws within 60 days of the determination under Article 143 of the Constitution.
Now we are continuing with the panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, I want us to go through the comments. Of course, these comments I have just picked from the previous video that we did on this Punchline, and it was touching on PLO Lumumba's position. I had not responded to these comments, but I'm telling you, if you go through this comment, you are going to realize that PLO Lumumba is one man who is acting like those pastors and bishops who have been on William Ruto's side. What my viewers refer to as the M-Pesa bishops. So in the comment section, Minage Josephine, Lumumba only have big English, he doesn't have politics. Okay? Eric Ongoro, PLO contradicts himself. If he can't save his country, then there is no need to go to African countries talking about democracy. That's true. Maja. For me, I love PLO Lumumba, but this man sacrificed Kenya every time his leadership is needed. Remember, he was Uhuru's lawyer in 2012 post-election rigging case. Now he is against the people. Yeah, it is true. He was the IBC lawyer. And of course, IBC and Uhuru, they were supposed to be on one side because they were supposed to speak same language. That's the truth. Mr. Kea, I was disappointed with Lumumba's interview. In the middle of a fight for justice, he would be the last person I want to hear. 5 years ago, the now respected retired Justice Maraga bench saw through his English. Don't be fooled. That's true. It never made sense, and Maraga nullified election without blinking an eye. Wilfrida Okumu. When PLO is speaking to the African outside Kenya, he talk of despot and a neocolonialist. But while in Kenya, Raila is always wrong. It's personal, and of course, he is with Ruto. So we understand him. Kwani Kenyans can't see anything wrong with Ruto and how many people are Raila's side. He should be non-partisan even here at home. That's true. Janet Wangechi, don't the likes of Lumumba see the damage of Nabi becoming a worse tyranny than Moi? Baba shouldn't pay attention to them, i.e. those who are discouraging him to demonstrate. We didn't hear Lumumba condemning the poisoning of lawyer Gisheru or the assassination of Lilian Waithera of NHIF na tena Zakayo kuumiza sisi by making life unbearable. He should shut up and let us march. Agree? Papa, all those saying mass action is bad or people don't go, they have done nothing for this nation. They are enjoying what Baba fought. Went through jail for them to enjoy now. Let them tell us what dialogue has brought without mass action. So far, they have been peaceful. They want to erode it through goons and they say Baba did this or that. Shame on them. True. It's a long one, but very important. Chris Ogona Odhiambo. Kiongozi, PLO must give Kenyans a break. The Constitution gives we, the people, the power to recall any leadership that fail the constitutional threshold. KK has shown that nepotism, impunity, and corruption can be institutionalized. Azimio is exercising a right to picket. Maandamano, aka, is an only way we have made critical progress in Kenya right from independence. And I dare add that even our independence did not come on silver plate. Mau Mau was maandamano and serious civil disobedience. World over, the rulers and oppressors never cede any ground by mere worship. They must be forced by a defiant subject. Kenya's multipartyism, devolution, the new constitution, and many freedom did not come through prayer and mere boardroom sweat and blood. We have very myopic leaders who are very pathetic students of history, but we refuse to be impeded by their ignorance and exercise unwarranted caution. Thank you so much. There is another one, now the last one, also long. Professor Dr. Savai Goku. Thank you so much. I know we normally meet in the comment section. Now, this is what the professor is saying. Stureh Punchline. Because you asked this, what history say about PLO Lumumba? PLO Lumumba was the SONU chairman in 1984-1985 when corruption was rampant at the University Students Accommodation Board. This led to strike and the ouster of Lumumba as chairman for colluding with the UABSAS. Lumumba was said to be corrupt and was receiving bribes from bosses for delivering of shoddy services to students. Of course, the students demonstrated and went to strike, led by Mwandawiro Muganga, who was later arrested together with the other students and jailed. This was particularly after the University Council expelled several students from the university. SONU chairman was a member of University Council and Lumumba directly participated in giving the name of students, his opponents, to be expelled. When the police stormed the university sports ground, one student, Joseph Wandera, was killed and more than 50 others seriously injured. PLO Lumumba ran away and sought refuge at the home of internal security head Hezekiah Oyugis, said to have participated in the murder of Robert Ouko. Okay, that's allegation. The university was closed for several months. University students hated PLO Lumumba to the marrow of their bones. Now you can draw your own conclusion. Thank you so much. This was so much insightful. Those are the views from, of course, our subscribers and the viewers on this channel as far as PLO Lumumba is concerned. Thank you so much. Let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation. But again, you can see, it's very clear, this is not a man we can trust or say really he's looking for a solution to sort out the problem here, because he's not facing William Ruto in the eye and tell him that the cost of living is high. He is not saying the truth. He is lying. He has to tell William Ruto the truth that people are suffering, but he's just blaming one side. No one can agree with PLO Lumumba.